Hey everybody, Kevin and Miriam Smith here coming to you from Kenya. We just wanted to let you know that pretty soon Micah, our youngest, is graduating from high school, and we're going to be in the States for the summer and the fall, and just really look forward to connecting with so many of you. We wanted to bring you a little bit of update of what's been happening over the last few years here in Kenya, so here we go.
Over the last several years, I've taken a lot of trips up into northern Kenya, and if I could take you with me today, you'd see a land of extremes. During the dry season, the people face the drought because there's been no rain, their animals die off, their crops wilt, and people suffer so much from the drought and the shortages that come with it. But then the rains finally do come, and so often they face the losses and the destruction and the diseases that come with those floods. It's a constant cycle of suffering. But Jesus promises that he would bring life and that that life would be abundant. So what can we do as Christians, Christians, Jesus followers, to implement change, bring about some kind of difference for those people's lives? Over the years, we've done a lot of different interventions in church construction with drilling boreholes and putting in water projects. We've built schools and clinics, and together we've been able to accomplish a lot for the people who live in those desolate places. We're on the verge of completing a project in Moyale, Kenya, which is on the border with Ethiopia. There's been a lot of intertribal violence up there, and people have come across the border, and the clinic that we've put in at our property, where we have a Bible school and a sports ministry and an agricultural project, this clinic has ministered to hundreds of suffering people, where they've come and found hope and food and medicines that have made a difference for their families, for their children, and those who've suffered through all these violences.
Alongside these solutions, we also realized it was so important to get to the root causes of some of what was causing all this poverty and destruction and flooding. And we realized that some of the connections that are happening are how people are living in their environments, how farmers are farming the soil, how water is getting polluted, how overgrazing and deforestation is affecting the rains and the groundwater. And so we realize that in transformational development, it's always important to have solutions, but to also get down to the root problems. While Kevin has been working in the north, I got involved in starting an outreach to children and youth called Eden Environmental Camps and Clubs. And the purpose of this was really to get to the next generation, to try and have an outreach that helped them understand why things were the way they were and what they could do to change it. Isaiah 51:3 says, "The wilderness will become as beautiful as Eden, the desert a garden of delight, and joy and gladness will be found there." At Eden, we believe that influencing children to have creator-centered attitudes and behaviors towards the environment will really help them be able to change the issues of poverty that we have been dealing with and see that the communities are facing. If the children are given opportunities to get out into creation and understand the way that God designed things, then I believe they'll not only be able to sustain life, but to thrive and flourish and contribute to their communities. So what Eden has been doing is that we've been able to get into the public schools in the afternoon. So during the week, 3 afternoons a week, we're in 3 different public schools running an after-school club in partnership with the school. This is an after-school club that the children can sign up for, and in partnership with the teachers, we do a whole bunch of different exciting things. We've recently been able to publish this curriculum, 16 lessons with the theme of wonder, worship, and wisdom. Every lesson contains a little bit of the science, the environmental science, and a faith lesson, and solutions for the communities and their daily lives. We also run camps 3 weekends a month. We invite children from disadvantaged backgrounds who are living in children's homes to a wilderness camp where they get to do so many fun things. They hike in the forest, have worship around the bonfire, ride a boat on Lake Naivasha. All of this in an effort to instill the values of wonder, worship, and wisdom, and plant the seeds for change in the next generation.
It's been so incredible to see how God has intertwined these different aspects of our ministry and just how He's orchestrated it and put these works together, and the outcomes have been incredible. So we're so glad to see what God's going to do into the future as we prepare to come back, and we're excited to live true to His calling.